Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances that are usually very good value for money. They smell good. I think at least you should do your research, try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So today I have another underrated brand or house. In this is the brand of Lalique. And Lalique is a Parisian house. They have a boutique in Paris. Their main business is sculpture and design of household design for very high end, and also crystals. So this is their, or at least this is how they started. So sculpture and glass plus crystals and things like this. Also they have a jewelry line, and they again one of the very high-end jewelry boutique in the world. And from time to time they release a fragrance, and their portfolio is quite extensive. They've been making fragrances, or at least they've been commissioning to make fragrances, because they don't do it in the house. They are just giving it to somebody to do it for them. And they've been doing this since the early 70s. Their men's line are around about 10 of them together, and also they have an extensive ladies line, and also they have an extensive unisex line. So that unisex line is like a quite, on the pricey side. They are on the niche side of things. The some of them are very unique and ridiculously expensive. They have one or two which are I think around £2,000 or something like that in terms of the price of the perfume. And the main reason I think is not just the perfume, is because of the design of the bottle and the crystal and all these things. So these are the accessible ones that I'm introducing, or I'm talking about today. And this I had more. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them here, but I had more. I had about 8, but 3 of them I don't have any longer. But I'm going to mention those anyway. So let's start with one of the most unique fragrance in the world. Yes, you heard it right, in the world. And this is the originator. This perfume or this fragrance puts Lalique on the map of people noticing them. And this is by the master perfumer, one of the best perfumer in the world in my opinion, and that is Natalie Lawson. And this is her creation, and this is Encre Noire. So Encre Noire, as it says, it means black ink in French. And what a black ink it is. So what you meant, the name is reflects the perfume very well. This is one of the darkest, one of the deepest, the darkest fragrance you ever smell. Many people can't even try it, this one. When I smelled it first, I was like, what the, yeah, this is many years ago. Although I was already a big collector, but even me, firsthand, I couldn't stand it. And then slowly I warmed up to it, and now I absolutely love it. But this is artistic fragrance. This is not for everyday. This is not for casual. This is not for easygoing. None of these. This is an artistic and very unique fragrance. So far, I never smelled anything like it in the market, and I smelled thousands. And Natalie Lawson was very daring to make something like this. When Lalique asked her to do something like this, I think even Lalique didn't expect it to be this challenging and this dark and this gothic. Basically, this is a gothic in a bottle. So if you are into gothic, if you are a person who love dark clothing and black clothings and gothic fashion, this is a must-have in my opinion. Anyway, so let me read you the ingredients and we take it from there. So this one, it came out in 2006. So Encre Noire, and yeah, 2006 release. And as I said, perfumer is Natalie Lawson, one of the best perfumer in the world, no doubt. So this one, we read you the notes. The notes are cypress, vetiver, and Cashmerean wood and musk. The composition is quite simple here, but don't be fooled. This is quite deep, quite complex fragrance. So obviously the biggest player here is the earthy, dark vetiver. This is the biggest player, and vetiver comes in different varieties. Usually, there are three kinds overall. One is those dark and earthy ones, which is like this one in here. One is a middle that gives it like a citrusy vibe, and also there's another kind that is giving it very, very fresh. So this is the kind that is super dark, super earthy, very, very composty, very leafy, very woody. It's like you entering a very dark forest, and this forest is so dark that you can't see the sun, you can't see any light. It's so dark, and you can smell all these vegetation, and the vegetation here are damp. So this is another character of this fragrance, is very, very damp. It's like a damp floor of a forest, full of moss, full of roots, and some even water stayed in one place and becomes bad. Okay, so this is that kind of smell you get. Sometimes you get smell like a damp basement, a damp church, a damp very, very old house. Okay, so this is how it gives you the feeling. But to me, this is a 10 out of 10 fragrance, no doubt about it. But beauty in a bottle, but is a huge challenge for majority of people. I would say vast majority of people, this is a big challenge. And you need to, not only you need to be mature, you need to have a mature nose. That means you need to be around fragrances for a while, at least for a very long time, to appreciate something like this. So overall, what do I think? As I said, 10 out of 10, especially for a price, bargain of the century. You can find this under £30, 100 ml EDT, and it lasts a very, very long time, and it's very, very loud. You don't need more than 2 or 3 sprays of this. If you put anything more than 2 or 3 of this, you will choke yourself and others, and you might even scare people, you understand? So who is it for? Definitely mature nose, definitely somebody who's been around fragrances for a long time, definitely for people who like a challenge, definitely for people who like abnormal things, different things, something out of ordinary. Yes, this is for you. If you're not one of those, never, never touch this. At least I recommend you to sample it. There's many, many samples out there, or decant it, to see what is the basically the challenging and the perfumery, and also the artistic perfumery in this one. At least you should try it. Okay, so again, very long lasting, very good performer. This is definitely for cooler weather, but you can rock it if you put one on the chest in the summer as well. The smell is so beautiful, at least to me. Okay, let's go to the next one, and the next one is Lalique White. So we got from the darkest darkest lord the dark lord of the darkest places, to a very, very bright and white and very happy fragrance. This, it came out 2008. This one is 2006, the Encre Noire, and this one, Lalique White, is 2008 release. And let's go and read the ingredients, and we take it from there. So the so Lalique White, and this one, the perfumer is Christine Nigel, or Christine Nigel. Again, I've seen her name mentioned many times before in perfumes, especially a few days ago I was doing something and I saw her name. So she's one of those very good perfumers. So again, same as Encre Noire, this one has a very high rating in Fragrantica. As I mentioned before, Fragrantica is one of those places that people are more critical than praising fragrances, and to get 4.2 out of 5, this is a very very high rating, similar to Encre Noire. Encre Noire had 4 point something. And so let me read you the ingredients. So this one came 2008, and on top we have lemon, bergamot, tamarind, elemi, and in the middle we have white pepper, nutmeg, cardamom, and violet, and in the base we have cedar musk, oak moss, and amber. So the majority of things I get, this is a citrus bomb. So this is super citrusy, very very uplifting, very happy, very brightening your day fragrance. Okay, and the lemon and the bergamot is huge in the beginning, and especially the bergamot and lemon is here. It's a lemon leaf, giving it that leafy feel. Yes. And the tamarind, yes, this is a spicy as well. In the heart is very very spicy. It's got white pepper, it's got tamarind, it's got cardamom, and it's got nutmeg. So you can tell that how spicy this is. So very very big on the citrus, very big on the spice, and in the base you get woods, which is cedar plus the oak moss and the musk. This giving you a little bit of earthiness, but not much, but it's very very clean. Overall this is very clean, fresh, spicy, citrusy, woody fragrance, and as I highly highly recommend it. This one doesn't have age, this one doesn't have obviously it's better suited for warmer weather. In terms of performance, it's a medium performer. It's not a huge performer because it's fresh. It doesn't last very long time, around 5 to 6 hours. If you put on t-shirt, it goes a little bit longer. But when you buy this or you get this or you try this, you try it for a smell. Again, the smell is exquisite. It's one of the best freshies out there, for especially for the money. Again, for 125 ml of this, you can find it under £30, which is very 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 good value for money. And again, as I said, this is quite casual, but you can rock it out because it's quite nicely done. Okay guys, let's go to the next one. The next one is Encre Noire, and this is the Sport Edition, and this one came out in 2013, I think. Yeah, 2013, and perfumer again is the master perfumer Natalie Lawson, and this one is the fresher take on the masterpiece that is the Lalique Encre Noire. So this is Encre Noire Sport. As it says, sport is freshening it up, and it's amazing. When I heard of it, I thought that is not going to work because the Encre Noire is so dark. How can you brighten it? But she did it. And okay, so let's read the again with the rating 4.2 rating in the Fragrantica, which is very very high praise for such a beautiful fragrance. So we go for top notes are grapefruit, bergamot, nutmeg. In the middle have cypress, watery notes, and lavender. And the base we got vetiver, we got cashmere wood, and musk. So similar to fairs, you can imagine the depth and the darkness of the fairs, but here because they added citruses, plus they added that lavender and the musk and the cypress, again very very similar to the first one, but what you get is much fresher. Beautiful, gorgeous. So it's much fresher, and the vetiver is not as dark as the Encre Noire, so it's lighten up the vetiver with those notes like the grapefruit and the bergamot. The grapefruit and bergamot is doing a very good job brightening it up. It's one of those fragrances that when you smell it you think, okay, this is quite universal. Okay, it's not as unique and as artistic as Encre Noire is, but because Natalie Lawson, she's a fantastic perfumer, she's done a beautiful job. Even though it's a universal smell and you smelled it before, she's done it in a way that is very, very well done. So perfumery is to highest end. And again, with the cypress and the lavender and the watery notes, is lifting it and making it quite bright as well. And this is good for warmer weather, definitely, but you can rock it all year round. It's a good performer as well, 6 to 8 hours. If you put it on t-shirt, it goes longer. And also you can find it under £30 again for 100 ml, which is again a bargain for what you're getting here. This one is again 25 and up to be in the safe side, because similar to the Lalique, even though it's brightened up and it's freshened up, but still could be a little bit challenging for a younger nose. Okay guys, so let's go to the next one, which is Lalique Encre Noire, but this time is L'Extrême. And this one came out 2016, and the perfumer is again Natalie Lawson, and this one's got 4.3 on Fragrantica in terms of point out of 5, which is very, very good. And I love this one to bits. This is, in terms of this lineup, if you want to say which one you go for my taste, for my personality, for my skin, blah blah blah, this is the one for me, and I love it to bits. So let's read the ingredients again, and this is cypress, elemi, bergamot, and you got vetiver, incense, and orris root, and benzoin, sandalwood, and patchouli. So you can tell quite similar to Encre Noire, but in this time she put more earthy aspect, like patchouli, like sandal. The sandalwood here giving it a super smooth feel, very woody, and also the orris root and the benzoin giving a quiet of resinous feel. So this is super resinous. If the first one, Encre Noire, was a damp fragrance, this is a super resinous fragrance. If you want to feel what the resin should smell like for a very good price, under £30, go for this one. Again, this one is quite challenging, it's not for everybody. Similar to Encre Noire, I would say a little bit brighter than Encre Noire, but not much. If Encre Noire is 10 out of 10 in terms of Lord of Darkness, this one is like 8 out of 10 in terms of Lord of Darkness. So it's not much brighter, and it could be challenging for some people, especially if you are new to fragrances or you're not been around for fragrances for a long time. This could be challenging, and also you need to be a mature person. So highly recommended. Again, another masterpiece from Natalie Lawson. I absolutely love it. And as I said, in this lineup, if you say I love them all, but if you say just go for one, I'll go for this one. Oh, gorgeous. It just immediately took me back to places of worship, and also ancient places like India, Persia, China, Middle Eastern, countries or Middle Eastern cultures. Very, very reminiscent of those cultures. Okay. So let's go to the last but not least, and this is the latest release, and this one is Lalique White in black. So this time they blackened and the perfumer is same perfumer as Lalique White, and this is Karen Dubrel and Sereni, and again she's done a good job. 4.4 out of 5 for this one, which is very high score. So let's go for the this one is quite similar to I don't think she tried to copy somebody, it just basically happened to be similar smell, because again this one is quite a universal smell, you smell it before, and it's Perfume de Marly Layton, it's quite similar to it. And let's go with the top notes are bergamot and labanum and grapefruit, and in the middle we have cardamom, lavender and elemi, pink pepper, and in the base we have vanilla and ambroxan again, and cedar and patchouli and Tulu balsam. So the majority of what I get, yes, citrus in the beginning, bergamot and the grapefruit are quite big in here, giving it a very, very tarty feel. And then olibanum, I don't get that much olibanum. Olibanum usually giving it earthy, resiny feel, but I don't get that much resin in here. Maybe tiny bit, maybe a little bit. And then in the middle is very spicy, as he says here, cardamom here, lavender, giving a very, very aromatic feel, very aromatic, very quite on the I won't say barbershop, but it reminded me sometimes of barbershop as well, but it's not a barbershop fragrance. And pink pepper, obviously the pink pepper and the cardamom giving it a very spicy feel, and also lavender lifting it up and give everything a body in the mid, and the vanilla, patchouli, and the cedar in the base, giving it a woody, quite earthy feel. This one is a little bit on the dark side. I wouldn't say is anywhere similar darkness. Encre Noire, no way. If Encre Noire is 10, this is like around 4. If Encre Noire L'Extreme is 8, this is again around 4. So it's not as dark as those one, but it's definitely darker than the white, Lalique White. So guys, again, highly recommended. You can find it under £40 for 125 ml. This one is because it's newer release and also it's been hyped. Is quite on the pricey side and it's not that easy to find. You need to be patient and do your research. Let me quickly just mention the couple of fragrances that I had before, but I don't have anymore, which are quite good. And these are yes, the Lalique pour homme, and that is the horsehead. This called Aqueous. This is beautiful. It's mainly about citruses and sandalwood. This beautiful scent. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, but highly recommended. But it's quite on the mature side. Another one is Lalique pour homme, the originator. This is, I think, one of the first one came out. Again, quite manly, masculine, spicy, fresh, and aromatic fragrance plus woodiness. And then we get the Lalique Hommage L'Homme, which is fantastic. Again, another very, very underrated fragrance. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued and it's quite hard to find these days. If you find it for a good price, I think it's worth every penny. And the other one, which is again very hard to find, is Lalique Hommage L'Homme, and this is Voyager. Almost impossible these days to find. It's been discontinued a few years now. And the other one has been discontinued. I don't understand why. Is Ombre Noir, Lalique Ombre Noir. It's a fantastic fragrance, and it's been discontinued and it's quite hard to find again, unfortunately. And the rest are all quite high-end fragrances, and plus those unisex one which I mentioned before. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining me as always. If you know any of this, if you know any of Lalique fragrances that you have experience with and you think they are good value for money, they smell good and people should know about, put it in a comment. If you know any other fragrances that people should know about, again, put it in a comment. That would be useful. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, if you find it entertaining, if you find it in any way, shape, valuable, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos, hit that bell button for future upload, share this one with others, and I thank you for, as always, supporting me. You've been great. Thank you very much, and I see you later. Bye bye bye.